Hey guys, what's up? My name is Victor. Welcome to Vracc Studio, and you guys have probably seen my speed art video on the Wanda Maximoff aka Scarlet Witch 3D character. It's a collectible as well. It's kind of my take. It's a redesign of the character, and it's available for purchase in some platforms. Actually right now it's on TurboSquid and on my website. I promise you guys I am trying to put in more places, but it's not as easy to manage all this places at the same time as it looks. So especially for me, I'm just starting out. So I just want to introduce you guys to the model, to the actual model. I have the finished, okay, I have the actual model that I've done from scratch to the end. It's right here. I'm going to show you guys. This is it. So let me put this down. Oh, by the way, it's not glued, okay? There's no need to glue, except that maybe it might screw up the paint sometimes, especially if it's still a little bit wet, but it doesn't need gluing. That's how I designed this. So let me put this here. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys before I put on the turnaround of the physical model, so I can tell you guys a little bit about the file itself. Let me show you guys. This is how you guys are probably going to print. Sorry, this is in black resin right now. I just printed this out, and gray resin is just for the models that are going to be exposed. I am going to take these models to a store. It's a comic book store nearby, near where I live. So this is the model printed. I went for some sort of the same, basically the same size as this one. It's a little bit smaller. You guys can see. Yeah, it's a little bit smaller, but it's overall. I don't even have to change the size of the base. Okay, so you have the head, which has everything, and I have separated this, and you guys are going to receive this in the print version. So there's a print version, which will be the OBJ file and the STL file for the head, the OBJ and STL for the body, which is like this, by the way. That's the body right there, and the OBJ file for the base, which is the big power thing that she is on top of, which I don't have in black, but you guys can probably see it better this way. It's this thing here. So I gave a lot of thought about how I was going to pose this character. Sorry, I keep going like this, but it's just because I'm showing you guys the models. So let me put the turntable for the physical character, physical collectible. Sorry. There you go. So I gave a lot of thought on how I was going to pose this character, because the Scarlet Witch is a pretty iconic character when it comes to movement, right? The hands and the flying and the position she's flying. I don't know if you guys are Marvel fans. I am, so I don't give much thought about these characters, but lately with the MCU and all that, the characters became really popular So, and now the TV show for the Scarlet Witch helped even more. So, okay, here I am. Okay, so what happened is it didn't make much sense to me to pose her in any other position besides flying or levitating, right? I don't think it makes sense. And I started to think, well, I can't hold this character with just filament, right? If you guys look here, right here, oh, come on, there you go. If you guys can see here, this is 3D pen extruded filament, okay? So this is actually held by that filament, and I'm doing this like this because I know it's not gonna break. I'm pretty confident on what I did. So the same goes for this, and this is even a little bit messier than the other side here. This is not an easy achievement, trust me. It was a pretty good fight. But I couldn't do that just for the character, right? It would take a lot of filament, and it would take some skills with the 3D pen that I currently don't have. So what I thought was she could be revolved or involved by her powers, right? And I gave a lot of thought about it, and I decided to go something more organic like this, just because if I want to make this maybe metal, maybe if I want to paint it metal and make some tricks, some lines here, as if the power is involving the metal and shaping the metal, I could. So that's why it's a little bit more dense and organic. It's so not just me, but you guys as well can go crazy when you guys go and paint it. I am going to make another version. This is very girly in my opinion, but since it was a female superhero, it was a heroine, I wanted to give her this sort of girl power situation, because I think it's really important. It's a very strong character, and it deserves to shine as it actually is. So yeah, that's about it. I'm going to put the turnaround for the digital model now, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the digital model a little bit, just so you guys know what this is all about. There you go. So the model is heavier than I would like it to be, but that's just so the print is as smooth as possible. So I had some experiences with prints that are of my own design actually, and with less polygons in the model, alright? So a lighter wireframe, and it was a disaster. It wasn't as smooth as I would have wanted it to be, and the amount of sanding was huge, so I just threw it away and did it again, and I've been doing the models like that since. I have another collectible which is coming out next week. Actually, two more are coming out next week. One for Vandalier, if you don't know who that is, it's my original character. It's going to appear somewhere in the top of the video, a card, and the links are in the description as well. And it's a very dense mesh as well, but it's not too dense. You guys just download it, throw it in the slicer, it's going to be just fine. It will load very quickly, and it will print beautifully as well. So how did I make the print? So you guys can see here, I have an Anycubic Photon Mono, right? It's the Photon Mono, not the Photon Mono X, which is the big one. So how did I print this? I've used the Elegoo. Sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong. I'm using Elegoo resin, and I just printed this with the specs from the can. I just have the resin can, the bottle, and the specs are there. If I'm not mistaken, it's 8 seconds for normal exposure, 60 seconds for bottom exposure, which is the exposure for the bottom layers, and I think I've used 4.4 seconds for exposure off. Okay, you guys are going to receive all this info when you guys purchase the model and download it. You're probably, no matter what version of the model you buy, you're going to receive these informations for the print, okay? No matter which version, it's the same mesh. So this is it. This is the model. It's available on Turbo Squid on my own e-store, and I promise I'll see what I can do about other platforms. If you guys have any platforms that you would like to see the models in, just let me know. That would be a big help, okay? Don't forget to subscribe, like if you enjoy the video, comment, share, do all that stuff because it really helps me. If you don't want Vracc Studio bothering you with every new piece of content, just turn off the bell. That doesn't affect me at all, but it's always good to leave it on, right? I mean, it's good, right? Look at this. That's pretty cool, right? See ya.